Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Cole. I'm speaking to you late Saturday night, the 21st, as we're about to enter week 2 of Humanities 2333 on our 8-week schedule for the first 8 weeks of the fall term of 2021. Everyone, what we have coming up, discussion 1, which is an ungraded discussion, will continue through tomorrow, through the end of the day, Sunday. I've looked at the discussion a couple of times and offered a few thoughts. This is an ungraded discussion, but if you have not taken part already, you may wish to consider doing so, because this will help you to earn an attendance bonus at the end of the term, as well as helping your instructor get to know you if you introduce yourself to me. So I hope that if you have not taken part up to now, you will consider doing that sometime over the course of the day, Sunday. An original post, and then a response to one of your classmates. You still have time to do that either late tonight, Saturday, or sometime over the course of the day, Sunday. On top of that, we've been running an extra credit quiz on the subject matter of informal fallacies as part of our Lecture 2 class notes on logic that we had on the syllabus for the first week. So we've given you quite a few tips, quite a few study aids looking at informal fallacies. So if you take that quiz, you'll be given 5 statements, and you have 4 choices as to which fallacy that statement is an example of. Okay, and that quiz will be continuing through Monday. Okay, you don't put anything at risk by taking the quiz. You get 3 extra credit points for every item you get correct. So that's something you may want to think of doing if you have not done so by the end of the day, Monday. We have a written assignment coming up due on September 2nd. Are you an Aristotelian or a Platonist? We have Plato and Aristotle on the syllabus for this week in the notes for the lecture notes for the class notes for lecture 3. So I hope you will take a look at that. I hope it will be helpful to you in preparing that written assignment, which asks you, are you a Platonist or an Aristotelian? We've also posted some notes from Professor Guthrie, distinguished professor of classics, and his volume of his history of Greek philosophy on Aristotle, some notes that I have taken that I hope will be of interest and will be helpful to you as you look at that as you look at that first written assignment that's due September 2nd. So we have Plato and Aristotle on the syllabus for this week. Also, everybody, on the syllabus for this week are the class notes for lecture 4 on rationalism and empiricism. Now, that's a lengthy set of class notes. You have several textbook chapters assigned along with it. So I hope you will set aside a good bit of time to take a look at that. There will be a few items related to this on the exam when it comes up in a couple of weeks. It's pretty technical and something that students may have some difficulty with, especially if you have not been exposed to this material before. Let me try to offer a quick summary. When it comes to the issue between rationalists and empiricists, the thinkers we are most interested in are Descartes, Locke, Hume, and Kant. Descartes comes along and proposes that there's certain knowledge that he's able to attain simply by introspection without any experience. Okay. He can establish the existence of himself, of God, and of the outside world simply by introspection. Okay. That view is known as rationalism. It says that bona fide knowledge is possible apart from any sense experience. But then the empiricists come along, and John Locke is perhaps the most famous one, and they insist, no, there's no knowledge apart from sense experience. Okay. When it comes to David Hume, the old Scotsman, okay, his empiricism is, you might say, so extreme that he can almost be considered a skeptic as well as an empiricist. Okay. He has fairly strict standards for what's knowable and what we're entitled to say that we know, and you might say he thinks it's very difficult to establish that we know very much of anything at all. So we could call David Hume a skeptic as well as an empiricist. Then Immanuel Kant comes along and tries to settle the dispute between the rationalists and the empiricists. And some people think, many historians of philosophy believe that he was quite successful in doing so. And as you look at what he says, you'll notice he argues, he insists, that there's both a rational and an empirical component to all knowledge. Okay. Experience may be the occasion for knowledge, but we have to have some apparatus in our brains, software with which we load it, you might say, to make sense of experience so that it's knowable to us and we can say that we have bona fide knowledge. Okay, so that raises some fairly complicated issues, so I hope you take a good bit of time to look at the class notes for Lecture 4 and the accompanying textbook chapters, because that's one of the more technical, difficult things you will encounter among the material for the midterm exam coming up in 2 or 3 weeks from now. So, we have a discussion running through Sunday, an extra credit quiz through Monday, and you have your written assignment on Plato and Aristotle that will be coming up and due after the first of the month on September 2nd. On the syllabus for this week, we have the class notes for Lecture 3 on Plato and Aristotle that I hope will be helpful to you as you work on your written assignment. And also the class notes for Lecture 4 on rationalism and empiricism. So, a good bit to chew on this week, so set some time aside, study hard. Contact me in case of any difficulties or questions that I could possibly answer. And we'll plan on talking to you again at this time next week.